Hi, welcome back. You own the recipe. Steve here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about shrimp stock. Stocks in general. Okay, let's talk about stocks. It's the essence of all cooking. It's the basics of all cooking. Every single food has a second purpose. Okay, so we'll get into chicken stocks a little bit later because it's a little bit more complicated. But shrimp stock's really, really easy. Okay, if you watch the other video about perfect shrimp, let's talk about perfect shrimp. Right, this is a mirepoix. Mirepoix. Okay, it's a really cool French name for having celery, onions, and carrots, all right? It's an even mix of everything else, all right? So depending on the amount you're going to use, all right, or the amount of shells, if you watch the other one video that we put up about perfectly boiled shrimp, I talked about saving your shells and putting them in the freezer till you get enough of them to make a shrimp stock. That's what we're doing today. Probably have about 3 pounds of shell from shrimp, and it's a really, really easy process. The only process that's difficult is waiting for the reduction. Reduction basically means having it evaporate, okay? So if I'm gonna start off with a gallon of water, I wanna be able to reduce that down to about maybe a quart. So 3/4 down, all right? Then I'm gonna save that to make, fantastic gumbos. Unbelievable, like all the cream sauces and everything else to add to different sauces. So if you're paying attention to all the stuff I've kind of been talking about, I always try to keep the video short, so that way you don't need to know the whole thing, but everything in the videos that are coming up, all gonna be combined together to make the final dish. So, shrimp stock. I got a pan over here, I'm gonna crank the heat up on it, and this is gonna cook for a while, okay? Not to say that I'm gonna sear some stuff off, but all of this stuff here, we're gonna put into olive oil and we're gonna brown it a little bit, okay? Then, I'm just gonna toss the shrimp shells in there and hit it with some water. I'm gonna forget about it for like about 3 hours. Easy enough. So if you watched the video from earlier, actually if you're on Facebook, you can join the group over there. It's an interactive chat group, but we talked about olive oils. Make sure you're using the right type of olive oil, because if not, it's gonna scorch on you and it's gonna be really, really bad. So I'm putting about 2 tablespoons in there. It's gonna get really smoking hot. I'm gonna come back over here and grab the mirepoix real quick. I'm just gonna drop it in there. It's going to make a lot of noise. What I'm doing here, I'm kind of giving the skins, the onions, the carrots a nice little browning. It's going to intensify the flavors. Give it a couple more stirs. Let everybody get happy in there. Exhaust fans on. All right, so talk about perfectly boiled shrimp. Saving your shells. Keep them in a bag. Throw a little rubber band around it. Keep them in the freezer. When you get enough of it, then take them out. Okay, so I've got, I don't know, a couple bags of shrimp. Almost done. About a gallon of water. Okay, so just stick it in there. That's the start. That's all it is. So what I'm going to do here is all these flavors are going to combine and cook and simmer and reduce. I'm not really going to do anything with this for about 30 minutes. I'm going to come back to that in a little bit. I'm going to probably strain all this stuff out of here and then have it reduce. So this is one of these labors of love that I'm talking about with your food. Okay, we're going to get into chicken stocks. We're going to get into beef stocks and all these other things. Just remember, everything that we use has a second purpose. All right, so if you have a big enough freezer to be able to keep all this stuff in, we're going to go through all that stuff and make life a little bit easier, especially playing with your food. We're going to be back in just a little bit. And let that cook for about an hour or two, and we'll come back. Okay, so we had the shrimp and the carrots and the celery and the onion and about a gallon of water all cooking. Okay, so what this is doing right now, the shrimp shells are done. All right, leave about 30 minutes after that. They just don't have any more flavor left in them. The carrots and the onions I usually keep on until at least 1 hour. After that, all I really do is taking this into a colander. Okay, see how gorgeous that is? This is good. And I'm just going to pull all this stuff out. Now the reason I'm doing this is it's going to allow that stock and those flavors to reduce a little bit faster. And also I can keep an eye and a gauge about how much is actually left in there. Now I'm not gonna get every little bit out of it right now, but when I strain it the second time, I'll be able to get all the little impurities out of there. And boys and girls, we're almost done. Probably another hour. We'll let this cook down a little bit more, and then it'll be ready. And I really do wish we were able to do like flavors and taste through television, because you guys are gonna love this, okay? Be back in a little bit. We'll finish this up and take it from there. Okay, so the shrimp stock over here is probably reduced for about 2 hours. We took about a gallon and a little bit of water and we cooked it down. Basically, keeping something on a high heat intensifies the flavors, hence stock impurity. All right, so we talked about mirepoix, which is just basically celery, onions, and carrots. All right, and then whatever protein you want to use. So we'll also talk about the purity of stocks as we get into the chicken and also get into the beef. The more items you put into a pure stock when you're cooking it is going to reflect on whatever basis you're going to be able to utilize it with, okay? So with that being said, we're going to turn the heat off of this. I'm going to let this cool down, and I'm going to put it in a Ziploc baggie. And I'm putting it into a Ziploc baggie. And when it cools off, I'm going to put it in the freezer. It's going to last in the freezer for about a year. So I'll come the next couple of months when I make a shrimp bisque. I want to do, I don't know, smoked shrimp bisque with the shrimp that we smoked earlier. Spot on, man. Oh my God. Don't get me started about that. So, or I'm going to do a simple gumbo, okay? This is going to be ready for me when I do it, all right? So a gallon basically comes out 4 cups. So like I say, taking that 1 gallon of water and a little bit and reducing it all the way down to a quarter, that's what we're talking about right there. This color is unbelievably sexy. The aroma that comes off of this, when you walk into the room, melt your nostrils. It's just, yeah, we really need smell-o-vision. If you had smell-o-vision, you guys would understand what I'm talking about. But this is going to be unbelievable as soon as it chills out, and I can put it in the freezer and pull it out at my little heart's desire to play with some more food. This is Steve. I want to thank everybody for joining me, sharing what I love to do on You Own the Recipe. Check us out on Facebook. It's an interactive page. You can sit there and send the whole group all kinds of questions. We go back and forth. We share ideas because why? We love to play with our food. We love to chew with our minds wide open. And always, you own the recipe. This is Steve. Thanks for watching. I'm out.